Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a good day and keeping well. Today we are in Camberwell, new cemetery and crematorium, and we're here to visit a gentleman that is unfortunately probably best known as the gentleman that was shot and killed by one of the Kray twins, and then his murder playing a huge part in allowing the police and authorities to imprison the Kray twins. And of course I'm talking about the man that was Mr. George Cornell, who was actually born George Myers in November 1927 in the East End of London. And as a boy, George worked in Billingsgate Market as a porter, and along with his siblings changed his name by deed poll from Myers to Cornell, so it was the same as their stepfather that was living with them at the time. And by the time George reached his 20s, he'd already served several prison sentences for various offences under both names, Myers and Cornell. And by the time it got to the 1960s, George started working with the Krays and other organisations in various roles. And in March 1966, George was sitting in the Blind Beggar pub on Whitechapel Road having a drink with a colleague, and Ronnie came in and shot George in the head, and George was rushed to hospital but unfortunately died the early hours the next morning. And obviously it was an East End pub, so they weren't the only two in there, but funny enough, no one was willing to give a statement or confirm what they saw. So Ronnie was initially released by the police, but that's just absolute crazy madness. Scary really, it's the sort of thing you see in films, isn't it? But yeah, George was, or is unfortunately, known as the first victim of Ronnie Kray. So I've just spoken to a nice lady that works here, and she was kind enough to point me in the right direction. She also let me know that the memorial stone rather is no longer here. It's been damaged. So this is the actual final resting place of George Cornell. So I don't know if it was damaged, if it was smashed. If you've got any idea, let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, so we are in Aldgate East near Leman Street, and we're just round the corner from the Brown Bear pub, which is where supposedly George Cornell and Ronnie Kray had a fist fight outside the front, and George Cornell knocked out Ronnie Kray, and obviously from there their relationship started to deteriorate. So online there's a couple of conflicting stories, but supposedly it did happen. If any of you guys have got any other info or sort of confirmation, or spoken to other people that have said it did happen, let me know in the comments below. So we have popped over to South London. Just wanted to have a look at the home address of George Cornell. So this is where he was living with his wife and 2 kids when he was shot by Ronnie Kray. That's the main entrance of the building, so George would have been going in and out of there with his family potentially. So George would have come through this lobby of the flats.